Are the Cleveland Cavaliers possibly in trouble for the 2023 playoffs? It's starting to look that way right now, and I'm kind of worried, and I kind of want to hear what you guys think as we go along here in this video. But, anyways, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Benchwarmer Sports. Thank you guys so much for coming out here on this video. If you are new and you like this type of content, Cleveland sports or sports in general, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. But in this video, I just want to go over a couple of things regarding the Cleveland Cavaliers because if you guys do not know, we are only 3 or 4 games away from the playoffs starting. It's starting on April 15th on that weekend. So right around the corner, just in about 2 weeks, we're going to be in playoff basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I did want to talk to you guys about the Cleveland Cavaliers because we're starting to see some glaring red lights with this team because unfortunately what we've been seeing is Isaac Okoro has been out for the last couple of games. If you guys have not known, he's been out the last couple of games with a sore left knee injury. And a lot of people weren't putting that much thought into it. They're keeping him off the sideline or on the sidelines for the next couple of games just to get him more healthy. Well, now we just got word from JB Bickerstaff. Somebody asked him in the practice today, hey, what's the situation going on with Isaac Okoro? Do you think he'll be ready for the playoffs? Well, JB had an interesting response. He basically said, we don't know at this point. And if you guys have not been paying attention or watching the last couple of Cavs games since Okoro has been out, our defense has not been really good. Isaac Okoro, you could argue, at least I would argue, is one of the top premier, defenders in the NBA. At least, guarding 1 through 4, in my opinion. I think he can guard pretty much anybody. He's a stout defender, an elite defender, I would say. He's been doing really well offensively as well the last couple of months. He's been picking up his three-point shooting. He's shooting the best three-point percentage he's ever had in his career, which is not saying a lot, but with the growth that he has shown the last couple of months, it's been very nice to see. I was not an Okoro fan at all. My buddies can tell you that. I was not on the Okoro bandwagon even earlier this year. But the last couple of months, he's turned it around shooting wise. And, now he's a big focal point of the team. I think he has much more of an impact defensively on this team than what people realize. I think a lot of people have, acknowledged that Isaac Okoro is a great defender and his team is better off with him on the floor as a defender. But I don't think anybody truly realized since the last couple of games that Isaac Okoro has had a huge, huge impact on the Cavs. So JB's comments have got me worried a little bit, and I think they're starting to worry a lot of other people too, because I think a lot of people have seen with the surging Knicks, the Knicks have been on fire lately, and they're most likely going to be the Cavaliers' first-round matchup. You got Julius Randle, you got Jalen Brunson, who just torched us for like 48 points the other day. Even without Julius Randle, the Knicks still beat us. Mitchell Robinson's a defensive anchor down there in the post. They out-rebounded us on the offensive side. Last time I saw it was like a plus 12 or something like that. Then they got Emmanuel Quickly. Obi Toppin's not that good, but he's still a dynamic force and athletic player. The Knicks are a scary team, and I want to feel like I understand people are going to be like, well, bench Cavs have the sixth best record in the NBA right now. I don't know why you're fretting. Well, what's going on? I think what we've seen, especially what I've seen, Evan Mobley has started to take a leap forward offensively. He's starting to take more command of the offense. He's starting to, demand the ball more. He's starting to be more aggressive. But what I'm worried about, the player that I'm worried about the most, at least starting wise, is Darius Garland, because Darius Garland, for some reason, I don't know why, but Darius Garland seems to have plateaued the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he's just coasting right now because he's just waiting until the playoffs start, but his last couple performances have not been the best. And it's starting to worry me because if Darius Garland is starting to plateau in production, you know, it's very worrying. It's very worrying. Now I understand, he's a 22 and 8, 8 assist guy. It's nothing to scoff at. I'm not saying that Darius Garland is bad, but what I'm saying is that the leap that everybody thought that he would make this year, from scoring 21 and a half points and having 8.5 assists last year, he's basically almost had, the same, if not a little bit worse stats this year. Uh, it's kind of concerning because some of the times Darius Garland can flat out ball. Like we've seen it this year. He's had games where he can score, 55, 60 points, 40 points, 35. He can go off for some of those games. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just a lack of aggressiveness, if he's just not, in it as much. Darius Garland has not been, it doesn't seem like he's been as aggressive as he once was back like last year or, even early on this season. So I definitely think Darius Garland has to step it up here for the playoffs because Donovan Mitchell needs some help. I think Donovan Mitchell has solidified himself as, he could go down as the second best Cavalier of all time behind LeBron. Obviously, nobody's going to touch LeBron all time. It's just not going to happen. He can't solidify himself as the second best Cavalier. Now, I understand, a lot of people are going to say Kyrie, he hit the shot. But in terms of just overall talent, I think Donovan Mitchell is just a much better scorer, pure scorer. He just has the feel, the handle, that he just has that, intensity to him to score that basketball. I know Kyrie had the same thing when he was with us, but Donovan Mitchell just has like another gear that Kyrie just didn't have. Kyrie, it was great. But Donovan Mitchell is starting to solidify himself as the second best Cavalier of all time. Now I know it's recency bias. I don't care. The guy is just insane. He can just flat out score anytime. He has the most 40-point games of any Cavalier, since LeBron back in 2005, 2006. I mean, he's insane. But the problem is that Donovan Mitchell has pretty much been the only person that's been keeping the Cavaliers above water the last couple of games. Evan Mobley has had really good games. Darius Garland has chipped in a little bit, but Darius Garland has not been, he'll give you 20 and 10, but he needs to do more, in my opinion, to give a little bit more lenience to Donovan, because Donovan, he can go out and score 45 points a night. But the problem is that you don't want him scoring 45 points a night because you want a little bit of the load to be off of him. That's what he was trying to get away from in Utah, where he was the only guy that was doing anything in Utah. And that was the problem. Well, now, he's doing pretty much the same exact thing in Utah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, mad that Donovan Mitchell's scoring 45 points a game. Don't get it twisted. I love the fact that he's scoring 45 points a game. But the problem is I'm fearing that Donovan is going to run out of steam soon because, like it or not, eventually these guys are going to run out of steam. Can Donovan just score 45 points every single game? He has the ability to. We've seen he's scored 40-plus points last 3 games in a row. The only problem is, as the Cavs, do you really want that? And that is why I'm kind of worried, because I'm worried the workload that Donovan is having to take on, because Darius Garland has not been really producing as much as you would like. Evan Mobley has been producing, a little bit. He's been producing at a much higher level since January. I mean, he's been amazing since January. I think he's been 18 and 12 or something like that. He's been averaging a double-double, or at least close to. I mean, Evan Mobley's been good. Jared Allen, he's had some injury troubles the last couple of weeks with the bruised eye, the strained groin. I mean, there's a lot to be worried about. And I haven't gone into any detail with the Knicks. The Knicks have been surging. Julius Randle has been outstanding this year. Everybody was clowning on him last year because, he had that big contract. And of course, after you get the big contract, didn't really do that well last year, but then this year he's turned it up to another notch. So kudos to him. Jalen Brunson has been a really, really, really good addition to that backcourt, a solid number two to Julius Randle that they were looking for like the last couple of years. RJ Barrett, not that good. I'm gonna be honest, he's not that good of a player. I don't really rate him high, but he's been having a good statistical year. Emmanuel Quickly. I mean, they got some good people on that team. And what I'm worried is that the Knicks have taken 3 out of the 4 this season against the Cavaliers. And the last game that they had, granted, we didn't have Okoro or Jarrett Allen, but the problem is that they were so dominant in the paint. And I understand Okoro was out, but Jalen Brunson went off. He had like 34 points in the first half, which was just mind-boggling. They had like 77 points in the first half. At the end of the first half, I think we had 72 or something like that. I mean, if Okoro is out, which according to JB is could be a possibility. I'm not overblowing. I'm not overblowing that. JB literally said he does not know if Okoro could be ready for the first round of the playoffs, which is scary. It should scare a lot of Cavs fans because if Okoro is not healthy enough to play defense when we need him on Jalen Brunson, the Cavs could be in trouble. We could be seeing a 6-7 game series. I saw it as a 5 game series, with fully healthy. I saw the Cavs winning 4-1. But now we could be seeing a 6-7 game series if Okoro is not 100%. And if Garland cannot step up his production to help, Donovan Mitchell, if Mobley can continue to continue to what's the word I'm looking for? Produce at the level that he's been producing, maybe even even increase the production that he's been giving the Cavaliers. Karis LeVert, can he have another gear? And Jetty Osman, I'm not a fan of Jetty. Jetty is the most frustrating player to watch on the Cavaliers, in my opinion. I'd say him and Karis LeVert are the most frustrating players. And I think the one thing that I have to say is the Cavs bench. The Cavs bench is either hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Dean Wade, I always call him Diet Kevin Love because that's what he is. The only problem is that he's Diet Kevin Love, but he's Diet 35-year-old Kevin Love. I don't know where Dean Wade's shooting form has gone. I hope he finds it back soon. I know he hit a couple of threes last night against the Pacers. But you need Dean Wade to start stepping up here, especially for the playoffs. Jetty Osman is hit or miss. He's streaky. He's too inconsistent for me. I mean, he can go off for like 21 points in one game, and then the next couple of games he'll score like 6. So he needs to be more consistent. I don't know if he has it within him to be consistent, but he needs to be more consistent for the playoffs. Ricky Rubio's Ricky Rubio. He's just going to be a facilitator. He can hit that one-legged fadeaway shot from the elbow, which is just nasty. He hits that. Karis LeVert, if he can continue to produce the way he's been producing the last couple of weeks, especially after the god-awful stretch he had at the end of February where he was averaging like 4.5 points per game, if he can continue to produce at a high level like he has been the last couple of weeks, I think the Cavs have a really good shot at winning this series. But what I'm saying is that if Okoro's not healthy, if the bench doesn't produce the way that they can, we're going to be in trouble. And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. But I definitely think Cavs fans have been a little bit too lackadaisical when it comes to, taking the Knicks seriously. I haven't seen a lot of people putting much stock in the Knicks. And what I'm trying to tell you guys, don't overlook the Knicks. Please don't. Don't overlook the Knicks. Because they're a tough team. They match very well with us. I can definitely see the Knicks and the Cavaliers becoming a really good rivalry for the next couple of years because I feel like we're evenly matched. We're sort of in the same trajectory. Both teams have gotten a big free agency trade. A lot of teams are stocks rising. I definitely think the series is going to be a really fun one to watch. It's going to be frustrating at times too because the Knicks they're a good team. The Cavs are a good team. It's going to be an evenly matched series. Usually 4 or 5 seeds are, pretty evenly matched. So it's definitely going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts about the Cavs? Do you have faith in the Cavs here in the playoffs? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Also, like the video. It helps us out in the algorithm. And you give us the 10 likes, I will go to the first playoff game here at home for the Cavs and Knicks. So if you guys want to see me do a vlog for the first game at home against the Knicks, hit that like button. Let's get to 10 likes. And if you are new and you like Cleveland sports or just sports in general, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to have a mock draft video coming out here in a couple of days with the Cleveland Browns, giving you guys my thoughts about the prospects and who I would pick if I was Andrew Berry for the Cleveland Browns. And we have a lot more content here coming up in the future. The draft is a couple weeks away, so make sure you guys look out for that. We'll have some more videos and some streams about that. But anyways, guys, I've taken up too much more of your time, so I will see you guys all in another video. Take care.